Today is a day that we were coming to launch a project for KENERELA that is advocating for the land and property rights for the women and then trying to empower the women in the country.
Women and the land rights are critical issues for justice and economic development, especially in Africa today. Most of the world's farmers are women. Yet, legal ownership of land usually is vested with the men. Land reforms in Latin America, for instance, have granted ownership rights to the head of the family, who is always defined as male. Joshua was told to take possession of the land, the promised land. Today I am saying to women, you must take possession of the opportunities we have in this nation.
We hope that this will be one of the model counties that will inspire others in adopting progressive legislation and practices in women's land rights and in sharing good experiences. I would like to appreciate UN Women's partnership with the Laikipia County and KENERELA to move this agenda forward. Landlessness means food production and income at household level is compromised and therefore will affect access to food of good nutritious value and high quality health care. Therefore, it also has a direct impact on the Millennium Development Goal 4 on reducing child mortality, 5 on maternal mortality, and 6 on combating HIV/AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis. Evidence suggests that countries where women lack land ownership rights or access to credit have on average 60% and 85% more malnourished children, respectively. And with regard to HIV and AIDS, there is also great recognition that women's rights to inheritance and property are crucial factors in reducing women's vulnerability to violence and HIV, as well as empowering women to cope with the social and economic impact of the epidemic at the household level.
Na tunaomba ya kwamba mtatusaidia, tutashirikiana pamoja ili kuweza kuhamasisha watu katika makanisa yetu ya kwamba tusupport wa mama kuweza kurithi mashamba, kuweza kujiinua kiuchumi, na pia wamama waweze pia kuinuka economically, kwa sababu pia wao wakiinuka na nchi na kaunti yetu itaendelea kukua.
So on behalf of the organization, I want to give these good women or leaders this point of view so that wanaweza kutupatia. Asante. Asante sana.
Sana sana tumeona katika hizi especially jamii za pastoralists kwamba wamama hawapewi ile haki ya kurithi mali, hasa kama mtoto msichana. Mali zote zinarithiwa na mtoto mfulana, iwe ni shamba, iwe ni mifugo, zote zinarithiwa na mtoto mfulana. Kwa njia nyingi sana mtoto msichana amedumishwa, hajapewa haki yake. Hata sana sana wengi wao hawaendi shule, hawapei nafasi ya kwenda shule kama mtoto kijana. Ndio maana ninaona kwamba katika hizi jamii zetu wameandamiza mila, wameandamiza zile rights ya mtoto msichana.
We want to use the powers that we have as a county government to have the bills drafted that will protect the land and property rights for the women. And this is an affirmative action that we want to do as a country, as a county. We know nationally there is something that is happening towards that, but we want to take lead because we have we as Laikipians, we want to have a model county. And a model county is where each and every person is included, particularly the women. And this is what I have demonstrated in terms in my government, where four of the executive members out of the 8, 50% are women. Go to the office of the governor, you get the women are there, and they are even taking the power of position.
Wale ambao walikuwa wanatengeneza katiba imetokana na zile shida ambazo.
We are training alternative dispute resolution to the traditional elders around here so that they can get the benefits from the constitutional provision that provides for them. That is Article 159, which provides for traditional dispute resolution. So what we are doing here, we are teaching them on constitutional principles, procedure, and we are also ongoing training on various areas of law like children and the law and family law, land law. That is a continuous process. We are also teaching them on record keeping and other incidental courses that they need to know so that they can have an organized council to be able to listen to disputes and decide them according to the Constitution. We are expecting that the end result is that they will come up with judgments that can be enforced in law.
In simple terms, what is an alternative dispute resolution? Alternative dispute resolution is a mode or a model of resolving issues or resolving disputes through a process other than litigation.
Bwana County Commissioner is now maybe just been brought to your attention. We are freely through KENERELA, we have tried to come up with that model. And now in Marimanate, Rumuruti, Mthengera, and Kinamba, we have also learned through those who are present in some of these meetings, and it's good now some of here are new. We have also learned the procedure, not the complicated one, but the procedure in terms of what they need to do. Once a person comes to you, he has this and that claim on a property, how you are supposed to handle it, what procedure you are supposed to follow, what law you are supposed to follow. Even if you are not supposed to, it's not so technical, but at least the basics you should be able to know.
Tunaanza sasa kesi. Kwa hivyo tunaweza anza. Sasa mlalamishi anaweza kutujia.
Naweza kuongea kwa Kikuyu sababu Kiswahili naweza kunikosa. Niĩ hama rĩtwa njĩtagwo Joyce Mwendo. Ndĩna ciana 8 na nĩ ndahikĩte na tũkĩdivorce na mũthuri.
Na tangu mwane waza tu kukosa kukusaidia.
Some of the advantages of setting up such a thing is that it is able to deal with matters which are not matters in law. For instance, in our common, they cannot be recognized as issues in our common legal justice system. So, and they can provide justice in some of these disputes that are traditional disputes, even cultural disputes. They are near to the people, very near the people, which means that they are able to deal with the issues faster and in a manner that is well understood and fast and more efficient for the litigants. And then also they are faster, they are more flexible, which makes it easier, especially for the vulnerable groups. We're talking about women, HIV positive women, we're talking about children, the elderly, the poor.
If you are going to reduce the vulnerability of women and children, especially to HIV, then we have to support them, especially those who have been dispossessed their land and property. If we can support the women to get back their property, to get back their land. Because a majority of those we were meeting, they are already HIV infected. Because they were pushed too far, and then they have to feed their children. They want to see their children go to school. They want to live on. So the only way they are left to feed their families is to go out there into prostitution and other issues. So if you have to reduce that vulnerability to HIV and support these children, then let's support these women in every way possible.
I want to give you our highest assurances that we will now consider you as our major stakeholders, and particularly to help us streamline how we handle such issues, so that at the end of the day the people will get justice in whichever way.
The chief or the sub-chief, whoever is available, must be the chair. Hiyo sio ati might or might not, must be the chair of that, because hiyo mambo iko under jurisdiction ya chief, si ndio? So na hawa wengine tafadhali nataka kuemphasize tena, tuweze kuleta pamoja watu ambao tunajua kwamba wako na credibility katika mahali tunatoka, watu ambao wameheshimika, watu ambao hawaendi kueneza maneno ya watu huko nje.
As ADR, this is my observation and probably the recommendation. Let it not be complicated. That's a very tough to use and I didn't want to use it, but allow me to use it, please. You should not be complicated. Make the environment user-friendly.
Kuna zile cases tumekuwa tukisikiza, wakili wamekuwa wakisikiza cases fulani. Na upande huu wa Marmanet na Rumuruti tuliweza kusikiza cases kama 17. Na kuna cases zingine wakili wamechukua, wamezipeleka kotini. Lakini kuna zile wameangalia wakaona hizi zinaweza tu kutatuliwa kwa ADR. Kwa hivyo kazi iko. Tuko ready kama shirika kulipia opening ya files za hizo kesi. Hizo kesi 17, kila mtaamua ndio filing fee. Kama organization tutalipia hao wa mama. Ndio muweze kusikiliza hizo kesi na tuone wakisaidika.
Yeah, so chief, anza kazi. Anzeni kazi. Yes.
Congratulations.
Ningetaka kuambia machief na ADRC ya kwamba sisi tuko available for advice. Saa nyingine mtapata kesi ngumu, mnaweza kutucontact na tutawasaidia.
Been educated so much, and as the ADR starts, we are so happy about it, especially me in the office. The workload has been reduced so much because most of the cases that were coming to the office are now being solved by the ADR committee. And again, the community is really appreciating because they can solve their problems amicably, and we hope that as it goes on, it is going to make even our work more and more easy.
It is really working well for the people. Conflicts are being resolved quickly and in an easier way, and it is also economically viable. It also helps to integrate families properly. It also ought to be replicated in every other county, in every village, and in every other place, so that even the court will have a lighter load of cases.
At the moment, this traditional dispute resolution thing has not been developed by the government so much. Policies are yet in very initial stages, which means they can only deal with matters on personal law. We are talking about marriage disputes, maybe boundary disputes, children disputes and such like. But when the government comes up with a policy requiring or giving them mandates to deal with more serious issues, then by then they will be very well equipped to deal with them. All they'll need is just a little training to deal with them, because the Constitution has not limited which issues cannot be dealt by traditional dispute resolution councils. So I can say their jurisdiction is actually quite wide. It's just that at this moment we want to give them that until there is a written down policy that we can follow to train them on other things.